Mystical knowledge is not only in the traditional scriptures. So, just for your knowledge, of course, we all respect the scriptures that have been revealed. These are formal ways in which, mystical or spiritual knowledge or guidance is brought about during different times to different um, people and geographical areas. And some people claim that it's for all of mankind and for all time to come and so forth. So there's different opinions on that and perspectives on it, and you have to each person is entitled to his own opinion, right? But these are not the only way that mystical knowledge comes. There are also mystical knowledge in common things like art, in music, and in songs, right? Songs that, that are written. So I want to discuss that today in this video. For those of you who like the contents of my video, please don't forget to also press like and also subscribe if you haven't already. This will greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people. And one optional extra favor, if you could just drop a comment and share it with just one other person or your favorite social media channel. I very highly appreciate that and look forward to your comments, because it's important for me to know what you think, right? And I promise you that I will try my best to try to respond to all your comments personally, not using any AI or bot to respond, right? And depending on the level at which the comments develops, because I have a big mission, and it may come to a time where it might be impossible on the number of comments, because eventually channels become so famous that there's thousands of comments on a daily basis, and becomes impossible to be able to. But I will spend time trying to go through as many comments and personally respond, right? And for those of you who don't know me, I am Osman, hashtag the blind Muslim yogi. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. Amazing offer that I have is a 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5, less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, delivered to you telepathically, instantly, anywhere globally, and pay only after you are satisfied. This goes for all my treatment protocols. And visit my website, yogawellness786.com, for more contact information. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching it for 44 years. In that time, I had the great privilege and honor to study under various amazing masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, including the scientific communities. And I've taken and gathered most of the knowledge and combined it and created my own combined or unique protocols, but adapted them for the 21st century, basically making them simpler, faster, easier, quicker, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries, and my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can get more information about my services. Also, remember that my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment, right? So, a very good example of mystical, knowledge or mysticism, coming through, or inspiration coming through art forms is like the music of Mozart, or the Leonardo da Vinci's art, right? And if you go more into the history of these people and what is the knowledge of music or the knowledge of art, and how they, came about, bringing about the different paintings, from what inspiration, then you'll understand, more deeply how amazing it is. So, of course, those of you don't believe in mysticism and anything beyond what you can see, of that's your perspective, and I respect that perspective. This is my perspective, and I'm discussing it from mine, from what I've learned. Spending decades in gathering information from so many philosophies, right? So, a very good modern day example, not really modern day in these days, but this is coming from the 1980s, right? Is Olivia Newton John's song, um, uh, Magic, right? When I heard the words, I said, hey, these words, I mean, you can go to YouTube and listen to the song, right? These words are not normal words. I can, because I've experienced, higher levels of consciousness and mystical experiences and so forth, right? So I understand what is, regular, because it's not, the words are not like a regular conversation between two humans. If you listen to it, it's not, and not like someone will say those words as a human to another person, right? Then I did some research. So it was actually John Ferrer who wrote that song, and he got inspired for that song while suddenly it came like a flash, in his mind while he was talking with Olivia Newton-John in her kitchen. And I think he was listening to the song Xanadu, right? And he quickly sat down and he started to write out the words were just flowing, and he wrote it before he can forget it, right, while it was in him. And it's not something that he created on his own. It came as an inspiration. So this, if you want to say this is questionable, so let me give you a very good example from modern day, from the 1990s, and the person is still alive today in 2025. David Bingham from the UK. He had the famous near-death experiences, what was popularized by the BBC News and so forth. And he's got many paintings, and he painted them with zero training in painting, right? He never go to art school. He never learned how to use color, how to the correct depth, and the correct dimensions, and the uh, orientation, and to make it look vivid. He's got no experience, no training in all this, right? Many paintings, right? You can go online and try to search for his paintings. And then what is even more, he wrote music, right? And he don't know, he didn't go for any music lessons, and he doesn't know how to play music, doesn't know how to read music, he don't know what is musical notes. But the orchestra played his music, the symphony orchestra plays his music, and you can hear his music online. Amazing. It's like not from here, but he had the near death experience, and his paintings is depicting what he saw, when he had those experiences. And these are inspired. So, how do you explain someone can paint who never had training in painting, and they know how to use the right combination of colors, depth, dimension, right? How can someone just boom start painting? Painting? I can't even pay. I can't even draw a stick diagram, right? I think that's how bad my drawing is, right? I need to learn this type of thing. And music, you have to learn it, right? Mozart, he didn't have knowledge. He didn't know how to write music and so forth. He was inspired and he started to play, the music, right? What he got from inspiration, right? Leonardo da Vinci painted what he saw in his mind or in his inspiration. He's seen flashes of what he's seen, the scenes, and he painted these scenes. What he's seen, and uh, this is mysticism does not necessarily come. The mystical knowledge, or we'll say the message of God, does not always come from scriptures. God can speak to all levels of people through musical artists, common day people, but the songs will capture you in your heart. It's like it's speaking to you, and it can speak to you in a rap song. It can speak to you, and these people, they go into a flow state when they're writing and they're creating music. The creative people are they have a connection with inspiration, and inspiration is from higher dimensions or more nuanced levels of thought. That is an easier way to explain it. And there's not, I mean, I only gave you an example, right, of Oliver Newton's John. There is, I think, one of the songs of Celine Dion, but there's thousands, if not millions of songs, which are, or maybe everything is divinely inspired. We don't know, right? But don't think that you are alone and there is no message for you. Sometimes you see the message in a placard, you're thinking of a problem, suddenly the solution is in an ad banner, and so coincidental that that exact words is answering that question in your mind. Hey, is there a God or something, or something, or I got this heavy problem. Suddenly you see, look up, you see this ad, or you see this pop up on your screen, or this ad comes up and it's talking to you. It's as if it's talking to you, right? So it can come in any way, it can come. So, of course, don't take it like, because, I mean, people have aberrations, and they feel, they are connected to God, and they are inspired that they are the messenger of God, and they must now declare, holy war against people and so forth, right? So if it's causing harm to other people, be careful of all that. But where there's no harm, there's creativity, and it's bringing the secret is it must bring a feeling of goodness, not a feeling of fear and harm and pain, right? This can't be something good, something. Although people say there's a good side to everything negative, yes, okay, okay, I understand. But we're talking about mystical messages, right? And it comes through many sources, including songs, poetry, movies, right? Some movies are very amazing and impactful. um, Even what you see in creation, ads, even the ads, some ads are created and the words are like amazing. It's touching you, touching your soul, right? And these things become preserved and they're becoming iconic. Keats, Helen Keller, how she is able to speak. I mean, she's born deaf and born blind. How many languages there are? In India alone, there's 1,300 languages, right? That she suddenly can speak the English language. And it's like mind blowing for me. I cannot wrap my mind around it. I am blind, right? So I can, and not born blind, just 2.5 years, or two and a half, just over 2.5 years blind now, right? And what a major difference it is, right? And to imagine someone who's born that way, now it's so easy for, because I had eyesight all the time. I understand what is there, because I saw it before with my eyes, right? So of course things are changing. I won't know what's the latest version of the cars and how cars are looking, and how modern buildings are looking like, and the latest fashion trends and the different colors, and what the movies now, how AI creations, creating more amazing uh, you know uh, uh, pictures. And so I don't know all that now, right? But I know from the traditional, it's enough, to get me around. Of course, I'm not, but when we think of Helen Keller, how is this? So we also get mystical knowledge from miraculous exhibition, like someone like Helen Keller, how she's exhibiting that. It's a miracle. So maybe there's divine what she talks, and it's very inspirational what she talks, right? So isn't that a miracle? So don't feel that mysticism necessarily coming from traditional scriptures. Be wary, it's all around you, everywhere, in so many forms. And hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself always.